Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pooya Liana Lounge. We are here recording, as I'm sure you all know, on a bit of a delay because we wanted to have an extra special episode this week covering everything that happened in reality TV. But before we get into all of that, of course, you know me, Liana, the amazing Dr. PhD Liana Claire Boris. Thank you very much. And with me is my wonderful co-host who's looking at me with some disdain. It is the one, the only Pooya.
Why don't I get descriptors?
Do you want descriptors?
Yeah.
Okay. The podcaster and Twitch streamer extraordinaire. You know him. He appreciates you. That's right. It is the one, the only, the Pooya.
Just Pooya's fine.
Did you like
forward.
that?
No. No, it was
It's
nice.
called weaponized incompetence, and I learned it from men.
You sure that's not what your PhD is in?
I'm sorry. I did so much work. I found my thesis the other day. It's somewhere in here.
Wow. Is this relatable? Do you have a thesis lying around also? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know. It's somewhere. I was using it as flattening something.
Oh my God.
So yeah, pretty much amazing. Anyway, so okay, we're here. We had a crazy week. We had 3 reality TV shows either start or finish. Yeah, 3. Why are you doing 4? What's the 4th one?
Australian Survivor for me.
Okay, yeah, Australian Survivor for you, which I haven't watched yet. So 3 for me, 4 for you, but all of us are enjoying reality TV. I don't know. There was a 3-part season in it. Hey, I'm hosting. Anyway, so
I was trying to save you. You look like you were drowning, but
I am, and I don't need to be saved. I got my own little floaties.
bye, Jack.
Oh no, are you gonna leave me?
You asked me to leave you.
Okay, all right. Blub 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 blub. You talk now.
I was about to, and then you stopped me.
I could do it by myself.
Basically, with the amount of reality TV that was coming in that we saw last week, it was like, okay, we want to talk about all of them. Usually we would have recorded in a way where we would have maybe gotten to talk about the premiere of Survivor and nothing else. And then that wouldn't have been as satisfying. Knowing that, there's 2 whole other shows, one ending, one beginning over on Peacock that we really wanted to get in as well. So we can talk about all of it. Now, what's amazing about this is I haven't talked to Liana about House of Villains at all. And outside of very little conversation, I don't know much about her thoughts on the Traitors either. So we're going to have a lot to talk about here today.
Yeah, so to recap, we had Survivor 50 premiere, we had Traitors US Season 4 end, and we had House of Villains Season 3 premiere, and then AU Season 12? 11?
It's called Survivor Redemption.
Okay,
Survivor
yeah,
Redemption.
whatever they're on.
But before that, I think we should talk about what went down yesterday.
What went down yesterday?
So yesterday we went to the home opener for the Minnesota United FC here in Minnesota. And first of all, I got this cool hat.
Yes, he did.
But second of all, we're never doing that again.
Tell the people why.
I don't know the conversion rates, but it was minus 10 degrees Celsius.
It was 19 Fahrenheit. Yeah. 19 Fahrenheit.
It was very cold. By the end of the game, my toes were numb, and mind you, I made a mistake. I didn't bring gloves, but outside of my hands and my feet, I was fine. I was chilling, but it was not a comfortable chilling, and I think that was the key for me. I think doing activities that you do in the summer and then doing them again in the winter reminds you how much better it is in the summer. For example, being at that stadium when I didn't need to be bundled up was nice, a lot nicer than this.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. I will say, though, that it was very cold. I had 3 shirts on plus my coat. I had 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah, you were doing the most.
But I had my really thick boots, but I did only have 1 pair of socks. I should have put on like 3 pairs of socks. I think that was a mistake. And I only had 1 pair of gloves. And I only had 1 pair of gloves. That was also a mistake. I should have brought my mittens to put over my gloves. So those were my mistake. And maybe potentially a whole face cup, maybe just a whole heated bubble is maybe what I needed. But we got a hot chocolate, which was fabulous. Loved the hot chocolate.
Can I complain about that?
Wait, what was wrong with the hot chocolate?
I didn't like that there was only one size. And I get why, because if it's one size, you're going to get more of them, probably. But I would have liked a large.
Well, we only got one hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And we had a cookie.
That hot chocolate went all of... Stop looking at the monitor.
I'm looking at your logo because we spent so much energy trying to position your hat. So I'm just making sure it's in the right spot. And now I've ruined the fourth wall. I'm sorry.
You've ruined the fourth wall.
I've ruined it.
No, the hot chocolate was good for the first 4 minutes of the game. That's
well,
my
then it
problem.
got cold.
It was gone. No, I finished it.
Oh, I see.
Because it was cooling down also, it was easy to just drink it. So that's
See,
why
I
wish it
liked
was a
holding
large.
the hot cup in my hands, even through the gloves. That was quite nice. I liked that.
No, I wanted the beverage. I
The
wanted
bevy.
to warm the innards.
Yep.
The cookie was mid.
Spoiler alert, they won, which is exciting.
No, the best part is they won. It was a 1-0. It was a scrappy one. Liana missed the goal.
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I can't even, like, obviously I should be like, oh man, that's so disappointing. I can't believe I missed the goal. I was so happy to be in the bathroom. It was so warm in there.
I saw the replay. I'm in the shot.
Wait, are you really?
Yeah, but it's like
That's so
very like I
cool.
know where I'm standing, so it's like a very like corner of the screen thing. But
Yeah. I mean, I saw, so basically what happened was I was exiting the restroom and all of a sudden I heard, "Wah!" Just like the whole stadium erupt and like fireworks going off and like a bunch of noise. And I was like, oh my God, they must have scored. So then part of me was like, I should rush out there and see what happened. And then part of me was like, oh, but it's so warm in here. So I came out and I could see the replay and I could see like all the celebration and everything like that. So I just missed the actual goal. Okay. So it's like not that big a deal.
Yeah, and then I queued up for the bathroom for a good 20 minutes at halftime. It was brutal. And during that, I feel like I learned new things.
Okay.
I learned that if you're coming here to like, if this is your activity for the day,
Okay.
you could easily spend way too much money here.
Yeah, I
Just
mean, it's
looking
like
at the prices of
any
everything.
stadium.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit thread the other day that was like, tell me something that's gotten really expensive. And basically the consensus was everything
But TVs.
except for TVs.
TVs stay getting cheaper. We literally walked through a Costco yesterday, and there was a 50-inch Samsung TV for like $200, which 50-inch Samsung is reliable. So I'm like, that's a great price. It's a
You
wonder.
gonna buy
to me.
it?
No, but my wonder is like, I get it. Maybe TVs are cheaper to produce, right? That's the argument. It's still a little bit sketchy to me that they are charging us so little, because they could just all charge us more.
So you're saying you feel like it's a scam?
I feel like they're laundering money through TVs.
You
I
think
can't
there's
prove
some
it.
like widespread, because it's not just Samsung, it's like other TV. I guess,
Every
although maybe they feel like they have to lower their prices to compete with Samsung. So do you think Samsung's at the center of the money laundering TV ring?
Oh, I feel like brands like is it TCL, like they'll be like 180 for the same
Yeah.
screen that's gonna be like 200 or 220 from Samsung. But I'm like, I feel like all of you could be making more money. And like, this is a bad thing to say. It's just because I feel like we've been taken advantage of as consumers so often
So
now
you're
that
like,
I'm
why
like,
are you not taking advantage
yeah,
of me? It
I'm
feels
like,
weird.
I'm not used to this, man. Like, what do you
Why-
mean I can buy this one TV and it'll be good for 10 years and it's only $200?
Why are you charging me a reasonable price for your
Yeah.
goods and services? What is going on?
Is the shoe on the? What's going on? When's the other shoe gonna
Yeah,
drop?
I thought we were in late stage capitalism here. I thought you were supposed to be milking us for everything that we have.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at cell phones. Like, they come out every year with a new one. They're always like the top of the line ones are now $1,000 at least, and they come out every year. And also, we know now some of them are proven to slow down in like 3 years time, just so you have to buy a new one.
Planned obsolescence. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the TVs are doing that too.
I mean, we bought our TV in 20. It's been like 3-4 years now.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
No, it hasn't.
You know how I remember?
How?
It was Big Brother season. And I
Okay.
remember the season we watched Big Brother on that TV.
Yeah, but I feel like we didn't buy it that long ago. Because remember, it like barely fit on the thing, and then we moved.
But yeah, it fit on that thing for quite a bit on that coffee table.
Anyway,
What?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when we bought
Oh,
it.
but it does, because you're annoyed. You think I'm misrepresenting.
No, it doesn't matter. But it also doesn't matter. It like also genuinely doesn't matter when we bought our TV.
I'm right, for the record. but
Okay, unless we're trying to make a single point argument.
The only thing I said was, our TV has done pretty well for the time we've had it. And you're like, we've not had it that long.
Yes, but the whole... Okay, all right. I'm stepping away. Metaphorically, obviously, I'm not going to leave the podcast, but I'm stepping away from this conversation. So, anyway.
We got it in 2022.
Okay. We got it in 2022.
I think. BB24 was on. That's all I can remember.
Okay. Sounds good. So, yeah. So, we went to the game, and it was cold. And what did you whisper? What did you just whisper?
Nothing.
No one can hear that.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. So, if they heard something, it'd be weird. Like you.
When we went to Costco, they gave me a free banana and strawberry smoothie.
Yeah.
They had like made an extra one, and they were like, I just got a soda. Because first of all, it's 79 cents. Thank you, Costco. So I went to get a soda, which I know I was cold, but whatever. It's 79 cents for soda.
It's not only that you got the soda, but then you had the audacity to put ice in it also.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't want it to.
It is the winter.
Lukewarm soda is gross.
That's lukewarm. It's never warm. Room temp.
Room temp soda
Also, it's
is
never
unpleasant.
room temp out of the fountain. The fountain's like cold.
Yeah,
cool.
Okay, yeah, but I wanted to make sure it maintained that temperature as I drank my soda.
Oh, trust me, in this winter, it would.
But the car's warm. So we're warm. All right, whatever. Anyway, I got a free item. So all was good yesterday. All was good.
Yeah.
Except for being very cold at the game. But it was still fun, right? Like I think we were reflecting on the fact that we moved to Minnesota 10 months ago, basically. Yeah. And that felt like the first, I don't want to say real Minnesota thing we did, but it's like the first time we've really gone out in winter because the cold is hard.
As I said to Liana yesterday, I lived in Canada for 10 years. That felt like the most Canadian thing I've done. Going to that game. But I also wanted to add this thing into the mix and say this. I was annoyed that James Rodriguez didn't play. The whole point was this guy's going to debut. It's the home opener.
Can you
Let's do it.
explain? Because nobody knows.
That's not true. That's not true. More people know that don't know. But no, James Rodriguez is a player from Colombia. He's 34. He has been responsible first of all, he's had a very interesting career of like highs and lows. But he's also been at like some of the best teams in the world, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. He's on Minnesota United now. Mm-hmm. And also what happened was I bought these tickets because Minnesota United put out a 10-hour promo. It was a 10-hour promo for the 10-year anniversary for the new number 10, which was James Rodriguez, and there was like a discount for the home opener. I was like, easy done. Now I do know he has had fitness issues and stuff, so it made sense. But also, they were doing a sub at like 85th minute. Put the guy in 85th minute. He can jog. Like jogging's fine, but no, it's fine. That's whatever.
Yeah.
All it made me realize was getting tickets in advance for sports games means you do not know what's going to happen because we got them and then he just wasn't fit for the game. So
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Caitlin Clark, right? Mm-hmm. Like you wanted to see Caitlin Clark
play. That was an L day too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, the point is that we went and we had fun and we went on an adventure.
Yeah.
And we're having adventure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there, adventure.
Adventure. All right. Now, for those of you who didn't click off after 14 minutes because you were here for the reality TV stuff, you're about to get paid off big time. Liana, which one of the three shows do you want to start talking about first?
I think we should start with Survivor.
Why do you say it so like...
No. I mean, I think that in my head, that's the one I watch first.
Oh my God, you're gonna do them in order?
Probably.
Spoiler alert, you know where this is gonna go.
Okay,
then.
fine. You can pick the order. How about you pick the order?
I think we should talk about Survivor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you mocking me?
No.
Oh, okay. So you genuinely think we should talk about Survivor?
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about Survivor then.
All right. First of all, congratulations. Neither of us lost a player in the premiere.
That is correct.
That's pretty cool.
For our draft.
Also, yeah, spoilers for Survivor 50 for the next little bit.
Spoilers for the premiere. For the 3 reality TV shows we're going to talk about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I was thinking there's a world where I could put a little logo on like the lower third.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
So then that way, if someone's scrubbing the YouTube, they can scrub until they see the Traitors logo.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay. Yeah, so we survived the draft. That was nice. I enjoyed 50 a lot more than I thought I would. Not that I thought I wasn't going to enjoy 50, but especially when a show goes away for a while and I've not been engaging with the preseason content, the hype isn't there as much for me. Like with Big Brother, I'm smack dab in the middle of the preseason stuff because I'm there the minute it launches. Mm-hmm. So the hype starts building up very quickly for me. With 50, I've known who's going to be on the season for, 8 8 months now.
Yeah.
We already had done the draft, so I had not incentives, the wrong word, but usually I will check out the preseason interviews and stuff to get ready for the draft at minimum. If I'm busy, at minimum. I was busy with all the Traitors stuff, and so I skipped the preseason stuff. And so I came into 50 not being all the way in. Within the first 4 minutes, I was hooked. They did a great job with the intro package. I thought that was phenomenal. And all in all, I think my only thing, actually a couple things, but one thing, 3 hours was too many hours for one sitting. I think 2 hours would have been the sweet spot.
So I think with regards to the preseason run-up, we kind of talked a little bit about this on the B&B, and this is after we've recorded the B&B, which, by the way, check it out, with Asia as our guest. And one of the things that I said was, like, you know, because basically, well, and maybe Mike had brought this up, like, 50 was announced when Asia went to film 47.
Damn.
Like, that 50 was going to be a returning player season.
One of the longest preseasons we've had.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we didn't know the cast or anything like that, but after the 40s being all new player seasons, this is going to be the first returning player season in a long time. So that hype had already started back, again, filming of 47. Then you have the entire casting process, the casting rumors, who's going to be in the season, the official casting announcement, where finally everybody's announced that those are the people who are going to go play, a year before the episode, or, you know, I don't know, 10 months, 9 months, whatever, before it actually airs. So yeah, we did the draft then. Like, and the draft to me always signals, like, the draft and the B&B preview are like, these are the two things that really signal the start of the season. And you're watching all the interviews because you don't know these people. But I'm like, I know these people. I mean, sure, maybe I'm not, like, as up to date as where they are right now in their current lives. I've watched Suri play how many seasons of television? You know what I mean? So you already have. This is why Mike and I didn't do a preview for the B&B, because
you already know.
Yeah, it's like we just want to see them interact, right? Like, they're known entities. We just want to see what's going to happen when you put them all together.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely changed how I went into the premiere of this season. I agree with you. I had a really good time. I think the only reason I think 3 hours didn't necessarily work is because basically if it had been 2 boots, I think it would have been fine. I mean, 2 real boots, right? Instead of 1 real boot and then a Kyle medevac. Because basically what had happened was we're going into starting hour 3, after Jenna leaves. So you're like, okay, we have an hour, and I'm doing the math, and I'm like, are we going to get another immunity? Are we going to get another tribal? No, of course we're not. Kyle got injured. Kyle's going to get pulled. Yeah. So for the next hour, I'm just like, when's Kyle leaving?
Yeah.
I'm just sitting and waiting, and maybe that's my own fault for, I don't know, checking the time. But, like,
I feel like it's fair to check the time when you're somebody who sleeps at 9 p.m.
Yeah, but also we have clocks in the house where I'm just going to go to the bathroom and look and see.
We do not have clocks in the house.
The microwave clock?
Yeah, but when you say that, it insinuates a separate clock, not one attached to, like, another device.
The point is that if I want to see my watch,
it's a watch, not a clock.
Okay, but the point is that me being able to see the time is readily available within this household. So that shouldn't be a deterrent.
You're responding to this like you're getting scrutiny for having checked the time.
I feel like I'm getting scrutiny for when I said we have clocks in the house, and you clap back and you're like, no, we don't. It's actually attached to the microwave.
Because clocks to me are a design choice. To have, like, a clock up here, that's a clock. So when you say we have clocks around the house, that's what my mind went to, and I was like, that's not true.
Okay. To speak more clearly, we have several devices in our vicinity that give us the time.
Check the time.
No, but I'm saying that I don't even have to actively check the time. I walk to the bathroom and I see the time.
You are heard and you are not scrutinized.
Being scrutinized, checking the time. Anyway, so I think that that's why the 3 hours felt too much, in my opinion. But I also, again, 3 hours of television is a lot.
If it felt like watching 2 different episodes at 90 minutes apiece, that would have been good.
Yeah, you're more chip-chopping, you know what I mean?
I think the other thing for me, and this is legitimately the only other complaint I have outside of it was a little too long. Stop with taking their votes away. I will literally deal with everything else. I will deal with the fact that we somehow voted no supplies and stuff. I will deal with the fact that we picked dynamic twist, whatever. I don't care about that. That's fine.
Release the voting numbers.
Just let them vote. Like, I feel, especially when you are now, because here's my problem, right? I feel like the alliance that Kyle was a part of, which was what? Kyle, Colby, Stephanie, Genevieve, and then Q on the outer, felt like. That is a 5 out of, what is it, 8 people? Yeah. They made majority, right? Kyle gets injured. Unfortunate, unavoidable, ultimately, it is what it is. Those 4 should still have majority. They've played the game. They've made the bonds needed to make majority. And now guess what? 2 of them can't vote. 2 of them can't vote. 1 other people left. That alliance of 5 suddenly is a numbers of 2. So, and I don't appreciate, and the way they did it, whereas like, you must sell your vote to gain this. I felt like, oh, now you're changing the wording to make it seem like they had a choice in this. Like they are this on them now.
I mean, someone had to lose a vote regardless.
This on you. Don't remove the votes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're losing the votes, sure. I think for me, it was my only complaint was just larger twist bullshit. Like I just. Like,
you're over the journey.
I'm so over the journey. I'm so over just. My favorite, like, not my favorite moment, but a moment that it was so good was just Q talking about blackjack.
Oh,
just sitting in tribal.
That was so good. Sitting
or
at camp,
talking about, and that scene. I said this on B&B, but I'm like, that scene probably only aired because Kyle got medevacked, and I'm like, I want to watch that. You have entertaining, vetted people who know how to give sound bites, who know how to make things entertaining. Show me that. Right? Like, and I'm okay if there's some element of it, but it felt like it was like, oh, okay, so we have a marooning challenge. Then you have to go earn your supplies. Then you have to stay on exile. Then you have to have a thing where you're going to talk about whether or not you're going to share your vote. And it's just like, felt like thing after thing after thing. And I was just like, oh my God, can we just cool it for 2 seconds? But I don't know. Again, that's the direction the show is going is somewhere that I don't particularly like when it comes to those types of things. So whatever, it is what it is. That's my literally one complaint. Everything else was so good.
2 ideas popped on my head. First, I think some of those journeys were great in that, like, getting that Aussie coach moment at the beginning was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
You can ask for a better situation. But then having Mike White go on the journey just to immediately get on a boat back, what was the point of that? And then no one's trying to watch 2 people play this weird Tetris game. Like it's not exciting, right? But what your points reminded me of was I feel like this is something that I'm seeing in YouTube a lot as well now. Having been a part of and consuming a lot of YouTube content from like the late 2000s, early 2010s, I feel like now we're at a place where a lot of YouTubers have this false idea of it needs to be bigger. It needs to have bells,
that's the
whistles,
Mr.
fireworks.
Beastification of everything.
Right. And I think there's an element of that we're seeing on Survivor now where it's like, oh, it needs to, we're on 50. We can't keep doing like what we were doing. We have to switch up the formula, which I think they tried at from 41 on. But then they're like, all right, we'll stay on this formula. And we're like, but like, just if you're going to stay on a formula, just use the old one. Like that's what we're saying. But no, I must say, I've had a great time watching it. I feel like the cast, I know a lot of people were not happy with the cast that was put together. I think very quickly for me, we moved on from that. And this has been very fun so far.
Is this a safe space?
Of course, naturally.
Okay, no one can hate me for this take.
No.
I really like Joe. I don't know why. I feel like such a casual. I'm like, oh, Joe. Whenever he's on my television screen, I'm just like, oh, like I'm rooting for that man. I know he's not necessarily the best Survivor player, but like, oh, like when he was talking about getting wedgied on TV and he was trying to like make his little arguments, I was like, oh.
Well, the good news for you is I just don't see a world where Joe leaves early.
Yay!
So you have him for a while.
I'm excited for him to become the villain
You
when I hate him.
Say, is this a safe space? And then say Joe. It sounded like you were going to say Jonathan. Like that's what I was gearing up to.
Oh, God, no. Absolutely not. I have some taste.
Jonathan with a lot of pick-me energy at the lineup where... You know, Jeff's introducing stuff, and all you hear is Jonathan hollering, yeah. I was like, all right, this isn't a wrestling show, man.
Trying to impress daddy.
Yeah. Like, you don't need to be doing all that. You're already on the show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so, and honestly, I want to talk about Kyle for a second because, you know, as y'all know, Kyle was my draft pick in 48.
Yeah, boy.
And he was the only person I'd met from that season also beforehand.
That's so nuts to me.
I know. I met him and like,
wasn't it at like dodgeball or something? Or
no,
kickball?
no. That's not what that was. He was at the event, like just at the Tuesday night event, and he was the only one from a season there. And just talking to him a little bit, and this is how good he is. I did not get any. I got new person vibes, as in you're new to all this. Like you probably like just applied on a whim.
Did you feel charisma? Did he smile at you?
I had hindsight charisma, if that makes sense, because in the moment, no. In the moment,
interesting.
He seemed like very regular, which I
like
think
a
is
normal dude,
which is exactly what he said in his preseason and exactly what helped him win.
Yeah.
But in the moment, he seemed regular, and then because Sam had mentioned to him that I'm one of the podcasters that drafts. And then at the end of the conversation, he was like, well, good luck with your draft, man. And I was like, should I be picking you? And then he was like, nah, not really.
He tried to sabotage you. He
No.
didn't want you to win. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Kyle
Well, no,
hates
it
Pooya.
wasn't. It was. I know this was a couple years ago. He didn't say nah, not really. It was more so of like
Whatever
he
you want,
he
man.
gave a non-answer.
Yeah.
Which,
Of course.
but it didn't come across like. It came across like, I don't care. Like, this ain't a thing I know about.
He didn't give you like a little sly like smile kind of thing at the end where he was like, nah, man.
Like, for example, most other survivors that I've met before their season,
Yeah.
and we get to talking about the draft a little bit, there's an air of slyness, or like, it's like they know what the draft is and they're playing into that. Kyle seemed like he had no interest. Like, he did not know what this was.
He probably didn't have the interest and does not know it.
No, I mean, interest is a strong word because, like, who cares, truly?
Yeah.
But his response elicited, I don't know what this is. You seem excited about it, but I don't know, so I don't care. That's kind of the vibe I got, which then to me felt like, I don't know. But then the good news is I didn't draft off of that interaction.
Yeah.
I drafted off of his preseason interview, which when he said he's like, he's like average at everything? And I was like, that's kind of, or like he's like decent at everything. And I was like, that's good. I like that. I think that's a good thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it always sucks to see people get injured. I saw somebody had pointed this out, but we've had a lot of early medivacs in the new era.
It's interesting. Huh. Because I've noticed this from last year. You say med-evacs, not medevacs.
Medevac.
Because you don't say evacuation, you say evacuation.
Evacuation. Yeah,
You don't say evacuation.
How do I say it?
You say med-evacs.
No, but how should I be saying it? What's a correct pronunciation?
I think it's medevacs.
Medevac.
Because it's a medical evacuation.
Medical evacuation. Medivac.
Sure. I mean, just an observation. You can go on.
Oh, that's okay. I have to have Mike teach me how to pronounce all the tribe names like multiple times throughout seasons.
Oh,
Sila.
Okay, you are being ridiculous because I understand not remembering the names, right? That's fair. But they are 4 letters.
Yeah.
Every time.
Okay, but Cilia.
Cilia?
Yeah.
There's 5 letters there.
Sila. Vatu. And the other one. Caro?
You know,
Caro.
It kind of makes sense why your thesis was being used as a pressure plate. Sila. Vatu. Sorry, go on. You were saying that someone had said there were a lot of medevacs.
Yeah, there's been a lot of medivacs in the new era.
In the early days?
Yeah.
I feel like when was the last late game or mid game medevac? I don't think we've had that.
When what's his face Matthew got pulled for a shoulder.
That's probably the only one.
But
and
that was still
pre-jury.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like
was that on that was the cusp? That was a cusp of jury.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, it was late pre-merge.
Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
I mean, it's like I'd be intrigued if that was like still closer to day 26 or closer to day 1. Like, where did it fall?
I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
This day and age. But he got injured early. They just may pull at him later.
I'm very curious now if there's data out there of how many medevacs did we have from like 30 to 40 versus now 41 to 50. because if there's more, do we need to revisit?
I don't think it's about raw numbers. I think it's about when and where those are occurring, right? Like
early game.
If you have Bruce smashing his head on the first immunity challenge. You have Kyle smashing his foot on the first immunity challenge. Like I don't know what the data says because I haven't looked into it. But like then you start to put together like, hey, is there more a clear trend as to what's causing these versus like a freak accident kind of situation?
Yeah.
So anyway, I think just something to note. Like there are things that are like can be very obviously dangerous, and some things that are like sneaky dangerous. You know what I mean? So it's like, or things that, here's the thing. I think Survivor wants perceived danger. I think they don't want actual danger.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So Bruce crawling under a beam is not real. It's real danger, but it's not perceived danger.
No, it doesn't, like, to the average viewer.
Yeah, you're not going to...
They're like, you're just going under a bar.
Exactly. Same with Kyle climbing up the big wall or, like, jumping up the big wall. It's like, that's not perceived danger.
It's not, and, like, it didn't look... Like, it looks bad once you see his reaction. Upon just first glance, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that high.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things where most people don't realize how easy it is to get injured.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mike was there. Mike didn't know that Kyle got medevaced because he wasn't there for the medevac. But he did know that Kyle like got basically carried by Q from that challenge. So he knew it was not looking good.
Yeah, well, it's the heartbreaking thing for me is finding out that Kyle was already up and he went back down to help Colby up and then gets injured. Also, I didn't even finish my original point. I just said I met him and then we went into a different way. But the fact that Kyle comes back as the most recent winner that they would have seen, and I talked about on the draft how scary that was to me and how like, he is the biggest threat on the island because it's him and Camilla, a known duo. They're both there. He just won. Why would they give him the money? And it really felt like he set himself up for complete safety in that tribe and would have gone a far way. Now, I don't know when a swap would have happened to like could like put a wrench in the works if a swap was to happen, but I was very pleased and I felt very bad for him. I will say though, it really felt like, man, I feel bad for Kyle. And then I was like, I'm sure he's wiping his tears away with the $1 million he won like 4 days prior to doing this again.
You should listen to the B&B. That's so funny.
Why that comes up?
It'll make sense in the context of B&B. That's why everybody should listen.
Wow.
Ding, ding, ding.
See, what I wouldn't do is try and like fish for a listen, but I'll give you it. I'll give you the view.
Mama gotta make that money. I don't have Kyle money.
No, we very much don't have Kyle money.
No, stupid Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited to see where the season goes. I think obviously it's difficult to lose Jenna early, but I think that the narrators and the editors did a good job of piecing together why she was voted out first. So like it felt, oh, okay, this makes sense. And also, obviously, personally, as someone who likes Suri, to see Suri stay, like, oh, okay, sorry, Jenna. I'm okay with that if it means Suri gets to stay.
It feels like both Jenna and Suri are beloved, and it was very interesting watching on social media it play out of like, I love Jenna, I don't like this, but if it's Suri or her, I want her to go. And like, it's one of those things that reminds me that, you know, we talk a lot about these shows and there's always a lot of like, well, this can't happen because this. And I feel like a lot of people, myself included, especially, I was like, you're not going to get rid of the season 1 returnee like first round. That seems mean. Like, and here you go. Season 1 returnee out immediately.
Yeah. So. I'm still surprised they didn't get rid of Savannah in that first vote, but here we are. Well,
she just kind of stayed quiet.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Although I think she's not long for this world because now she's got that advantage and Devins is on to her. So
I don't feel good about either winner remaining currently.
Because we saw both of them being targeted.
Well, D is literally been talked about being targeted, and also is in a tribe where there is a majority alliance that she's not a part of, and I'm pretty sure they all still have their votes, so it's not looking good there. Back to talking about the draft real quick. I have Genevieve.
Okay.
And Genevieve might be my only hope, but I'm also worried because Genevieve just lost her closest ally in Kyle. So
yeah, I mean, I think we'll have to see. In my opinion, the Sela tribe probably is going back to tribal council. They just are physically the weakest, and they have to play Suri, which I know sounds so horrible, but like they do.
Maybe that's the thing I want to like look at.
What?
is how many disaster tribes have we had in the new era? Because I feel like every season now we just have one tribe that unfortunately gets cooked.
Yeah, but I think that to me is a more easily understandable situation because basically once you don't have flint, you don't have food, you don't have supplies, you don't have it's just this positive feedback loop.
But is it fun?
Or is Survivor fun? So I don't. Oh, Keith Nail, but Survivor's not fun. Going on a cruise.
I
is fun.
felt so sad. I was so happy he was there in the intro because he's such a deep part of the experience for me. But it also made me sad.
I know, it's tough. But yeah, so I think overall good time. Excited to see where the rest of the season goes. Any other thoughts?
No, I am. I will say, especially having just watched, because I watched Australian Survivor before 50 dropped, and that was very fun. So I feel like I wasn't sure how 50 was going to stack up, and 50 stacked up quite nice. I'm very excited. And now I'm assuming we're going to be going back to 90-minute episodes starting this week. So
yeah, I would
think
imagine
it's going to be the perfect amount. And as much as we can see the camp life and the people interacting, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
The less time we spend on one person being alone or two people being alone that are just like kumbaya, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I think so as well.
All right. And then the next show Liana watched
was Traitors. It's true. Actually, technically, I watched the first episode of House of Villains, and then I watched all of Traitors, and then I watched the last 2 episodes of House of Villains. So ooh, what a conundrum.
So then which one do you count as the first one to talk about?
Traitors.
Okay.
Because I watched the full thing.
Yeah.
So you've already given your thoughts extensively.
I talked about it on the finale,
Yeah, exactly. So give me your high level summary of your feelings from the finale.
So basically, I think the outcome I wanted happened. Another traitor win was absolutely needed. Especially, I feel like for me, I'm trying to look at it beyond just the game. I think it's better that we had a traitor win on the heels of a civilian premiere, civilian season coming.
Okay.
Because I think that you want players to look and celebrate cutthroat gameplay. And I think when you're a traitor, you have no choice. Whether you like it or not, you have to be cutthroat because ultimately, in order to win, you have to make faithfuls make the face Mora made. So that matters, I think. And I'm very curious where the franchise goes from here. I've been seeing so much, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts about who is the best U.S. traitor we've had, because that's definitely seemingly a hot debate now. But no, I mean, people are here for your reaction. They've already heard what I've had to say. Someone gave me a 1-star review for what I've had to say.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
Yeah, of course.
It's one of those things, right, where I'm very self-conscious because I do think in some of these podcasts, like the Traitors topic specifically, I feel like sometimes I speak like a know-it-all. Like I speak like I know everything.
Yeah.
And like I'm very insecure about so many things in my life that like when someone says you think you know everything, I'm like, I genuinely don't. But I understand with the Traitors that I do come off that way because I really believe what I'm saying. But then one criticism that I didn't agree with, which kind of made it feel better, was they said Pooya talks 80% of the time. He's not giving Rob the chance to talk. And I was like, you do realize why that's happening, right? Like Rob is asking me questions because Rob doesn't want to tell you what happens on the season because Rob has an idea of where this is going. So while Rob can like focus on the episode stuff, if Rob wants to be like, so where do you think this goes, or we're gonna like break down what next move we think is the best move, he couldn't contribute. So I had to like do that alone essentially all season. Which, by the way, I know this is the PAL, so feel free to leave a review for us here. robiswebsite.com/lounge.
Say Pooya talks 80% of the time.
Okay, please don't do that. That's going to hurt me. No. robiswebsite.com/traitors, TRAITORS, to give ratings or reviews for that. And honestly, if you're going to be like, nah, I agree with that person, give him 1 star, that's also fine. Feedback only helps me improve. So I'll take that. But anyway, sorry, long-winded. Literally feel like I proved their point by grabbing the mic and running with it. What did you think of the Traitors finale?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, I think it had been once Rob gets Candace out, then to me it felt like, okay, we know where this is going. Let's just see how to me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay.
For me, I agree with you, but one episode later. Once we saw how they reacted to Candace being a traitor and having voted him twice, and they just didn't react to that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it was Curtains McGee.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't get the episode number exactly correct, but that was basically the gist, right? Which is like once we see once Candace goes, then okay, this is a Rob, and plus coupled with, I know you don't take into consideration the edit, but I'm sorry, I can't help if there's a narrative and a story that's being told, like that's such a key part of reality television. So like I have spent years thinking about that and like thinking about how that plays into it. So to me, if I'm a viewer, I'm looking at no other satisfying ending other than Rob winning. So to me, I'm just from a narrative perspective. So I'm looking to see, how does Rob do it? How does it end? Does he end with Eric? And I was a firm believer that I was like, he's cutting Eric. I was like, he's getting rid of Eric. It was the moment he lets who is it that said his name? Kristen. It's the moment that he lets Rob doesn't mention that Kristen said that thing to him and Mark, and they kill Chris. I was like, that's a moment I think he's okay with letting him go.
Yeah.
And I think that similarly at the end at the final fire of truth, when it's him, Eric, and Maura, and then there's Rob's real decision, very obvious to him, right? Like he immediately in that moment, he knows exactly what he's going to do. So I think that it was a satisfying ending to the way that the story was being told. I think it was a very obvious ending from my perspective. It was just a matter again of like how exactly that was going to happen. But the fact that you could call the finale basically the exact order of how everything was going to happen, like that doesn't leave room for unpredictability. And I think that that's the thing that is missing from the season, right? Is like, it really felt like past that point with Candace, there was no peril. And you want, like, I think you want elements of peril in a season.
I would push back a little bit on that because I do think that that episode where Natalie goes, there felt like there was a chance. There was a glimmer. Now, I understand that if you're looking at the edit as close as you are, you're like, nope, I refuse to like submerge any expectation here, and I know what's gonna happen. But I do notice the edit. I do notice that like when we get to the finale, I'm like, there's no world, because the combination of faithfuls that could win this at this point are Tara and Maura, and they've not gotten a favorable edit at all.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
I think.
But then for me, the Natalie episode was like oh my God, could they actually?
Yeah.
But then really, it was like a could they actually? But it's like, I know that he also has the dagger. I know that he's probably not going. At best, it's a tie, and I don't think we're gonna get a tie here. So
yeah, exactly. And to me, like, okay, so edit, right, has to do with a lot of different things, a lot of things that go into that. But even if you just look at the most basic, bare bones edit, just what's the data you've been shown? What's the factual information you've heard Mark Ballas say? What's the factual information you've heard Maura talk about, right? Oh my God, Rob is my number one. Rob is a faithful king. We love Rob. We love Rob. We love Rob. You hear that over and over and over and over and over. And you're like, in what universe would these people ever turn on him?
So is it on the edit then?
I think there's a fair argument to be made that it could be on the edit, but if they're not even giving them that content, what do they have to work with? And I think that they use probably most of the Maura being a skeptic of Rob that they could. You know what I mean? So, but again, I think that I like well-balanced seasons that allow for push and pull. And I think that Rob he was so much better. It was so much better. And I think he goes in with a very clear, people have a certain perception of who he is. And I think that that's a very interesting element to come out of the season, which is, you know, how judging a book by its cover, right? Like one of the most basic elements you learn as a kid, right? It's like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like people have more to offer than what they seem on the surface. Obviously for this, it was for dubious reasons, but he won solo. He won all the money, like credit where credit is due.
I think that's a good point, because I think now the 1-2 of Carolyn being a traitor last season, Rob being a traitor this season, they were very much both cast in the no one would expect this person to be a traitor. And now we've seen one of them win it. I think that it'll be interesting to see if this is something people are going to be extra sensitive to now, where they're like, why would this person be a traitor? Oh, that's exactly why they'd be a traitor. And then they start looking at those people.
I think that's I think that's why traitor is such a mind F of a game.
Because
basically you have to consider every single option. Like, and you have no evidence, and this is why I would never play the traitor.
And every single option has is a double-edged sword. Every single one is.
It's all a double bluff.
Exactly. It's like
triple bluff.
Oh,
it's all a
you
quadruple
could
bluff.
be the traitor for this reason, but for that exact same reason, you could be
wouldn't
innocent.
be a traitor. Yeah, exactly. I just my brain it like would hurt my brain to play the game. Like when we play deduction games that are like this, the ones that I do best in are ones where there is some semblance of like concrete evidence that
Like
I
Blood
can
on the
work
Clock
with,
Tower.
like Blood on the Clock Tower or Goose Goose Duck, like where there's like people can talk about they were in a location, they can talk about that. Traitors has none of that. Like it's impossible. It's I like could never. I could absolutely never.
Yeah. I also think that Traitors is the type of show where you could know everything there is to know and just go there and draw blanks, like just shoot blanks and be in the wrong completely.
Yeah.
I feel like, for example, with Rob, I think Rob clocks the conga line, clocks the murder in plain sight.
Which is an evidence game mechanic.
Yes. But then his soul read on who's a traitor is Jam Jam, which is off. So I think that even your best faithful detectives are going to be hindered by the fact that they have no confirmation of anything except for, well, if I push this person out and then they leave and then they say they're a traitor, then I know I was onto something.
Well, so to Rob, at least credit where credit is due. He recognized that was not his strong point. He's not that vibes person. He is that like concrete evidence person, which I absolutely relate to. I'm also not like a vibes person. I'm absolutely that concrete evidence person. Yes, that's because you're my vibes person.
Yeah, you're my concrete evidence person.
So credit where credit is due to Rob. But then I forgot the second point that I was going to make. So I'm just going to stop talking.
You'll remember it in like 3 seconds once
Let's
I start
hope.
talking. Yeah. But no, I like.
I remember what I was gonna say.
I told you.
Rob, the vote from Candace to Rob, that is, in my opinion, evidence.
That's evidence. Absolutely.
And the fact that was like Johnny and was bringing it, like they were talking about it, they were bringing it up, like okay, great, that's evidence. It's just frustrating to then and not, because it's like, oh my God, you guys actually finally have something. Like you have a tangible thing instead of just like, well, my gut's telling me that he's a faithful. So, and I'm like, here's like a tangible thing. Like, don't you just want to know the answer, even just to like close out that chapter, just to understand? Like, why would you take just his word of being like, yeah, I don't know, man, that was weird.
Yeah, there's like a couple of things like that where, and this is why the Traitor still intrigues me as a game, is that I think it's fun to play detective from that angle where if you're sitting there and you watch two people have a go at each other and then the person leading the charge votes someone out, they're a traitor, and then they come back the next morning, I would be like, and they didn't have a shield, I'd be like, that's peculiar, isn't it? Why are you still here? Either you have a friend up there or is you, and it was traitor on traitor. So yeah, I just can't believe, and you know, the way they explained it was, yeah, well, Candace had two theories, we went after one, and I'm like, well, did you though? Because you went after one at Final Five, like barely went after one, let alone the other. It just felt like they, and I go back to what Stephen Coletti said in the interview, which was, yeah, we just thought she was protecting her traitors by throwing the quiet guy's name out. So I was like, okay, but everything else was based, like everything else.
But also, you never thought to question that ever. That's why you don't put, if you ever have in my opinion, if it's either, you never want to put any type of attention on yourself ever. So like if it's like for the putting yourself in a cage, right? Or like one of those situations, because then it's like, ooh, is it or is it not? Well, you're always going to want to know, is it, right? You want to kind of explore that thought process.
I think if you split a room into two, and one side of the room has a light spotlight on it and the other doesn't, just instinctually people are going to look at the people in the spotlight, even though there's two equal amount of people and equal sides. So I think always avoid that. I think the other fun thing also, and now I had a point that I forgot, which is unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I think that what Traitors shows, like what Traitors is to me is, again, bringing back this idea of like studying humanity and human behavior. And I think Traitors is a really interesting form, and also in order to do that. So I really appreciate Traitors, even though it's like, for me, and I get why from a game perspective, it might not be people's favorites, but from watching humans interact and how do humans make decisions and how are humans biased and how are that is so fascinating
And
to me.
that's honestly the hook for me. It's been very fun to watch people's motivations playing the game. And you know, for example, seeing someone, like, it's fun to me to watch the game from different people's perspectives and like see, for example, you brought my name up. I am now abandoning everything I thought, and now I think you're a traitor. And it's like, really, that's all it took.
Right.
Or for some people that are like, why am I still here? They're just so clearly locked in looking at the game from a me perspective, but not even from a me, like, let me use myself as bait to figure out who's using me as bait. It's more of a, but why? Like, Mora was like, but why? And never connected the, well, there's one other person I'm really close with here who some people have talked about it. It could be bad. That never happened, but it's fun. That stuff's fun to me. It's like the one, because I think like with Big Brother, with Survivor, especially more so in the modern era with Big Brother, being physical can allow you to get away with not being as social, right? Or not being as strategic, so to speak. With Survivor, I feel like similar, you know, a little bit with the trinkets and stuff. With Traitors, yes, there are shields, but because there's no evidence to back anything up with, there's no confirmation, it really comes down to, you're saying my name, I'm good. Why are you doing this? I'm mad at you. Now I'm looking at you. Meanwhile, there's 3 people that have a playbook of how they can go about it, but then they get in each other's ways. They don't want to work together. The other thing I was thinking about, for example, is like if you are a traitor or if a traitor leaves, I would look at the people who voted the traitor, because if one of their, like, because I do think that usually that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
Because some people did vote the person because it was sketchy. Some people did vote the person because they wanted to be alone up there. So stuff like that's fun to me. It's like to me, you like your puzzle games, you like your escape rooms. This is my puzzle game. And I like the idea of what.
But the pieces are like mushy. It's like trying to put like the way that I view Traitors is almost like, it's like you're trying to solve a puzzle, but your puzzle pieces, like every time you touch them, they kind of like mush around.
Yeah. It's like I can take a piece and be like, oh, this is a square piece. It's not going to fit in the circle hole. The next day,
It's a triangle.
that same piece is a circle piece now. And I'm like, oh, now it fits.
God.
So,
which, by the way, no, go ahead.
and I feel like,
let's finish
and I feel like it's a bit of a landmine game, because while you're doing the fun part, which is that, you also have to avoid, if you're a faithful, getting murdered. If you're a traitor, you have to avoid getting banished.
Right. So it's like a game on game on game on game on game.
There's a couple of games. It's like a triathlon almost, where you are doing like 3 different things at once. You're trying to survive being on the hot seat, kind of the Big Brother part. Anyone can catch a vote, Survivor style. And then you've got Traitor style, which is, now I'm a detective. Because, you know, how often are you playing the detective game on a Big Brother or Survivor? Not really often. You might be like, who threw out the hinky vote? But who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't really matter all that much. But here, it's fun. I don't know. It's so fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. And I think that hearing Rob talk about it a lot and watching the game through his lens a little bit this season, because he was a faithful, I think I've changed my stance. I think being a faithful is the ultimate, like, test. It's the fun one. It's the fun route. I feel
certainly the hardest.
Oh, it's definitely the hardest. I think being a traitor, I think also the other thing with the traitors that intrigues me is that you could legitimately either go home because it was your fault completely, or go home through no fault of your own, or go home because someone else made we don't care, whoever can go here. Like, they didn't care.
It was random.
Who knows? Like, it just, it's like, it's so fun, but you're getting, I don't know. I could talk about this all day, so I'm not going to do that. You had a point you wanted to make, and I don't want you to forget it.
One of your viewers, I don't remember who, one of your chatters recommended a video game called Blueprints. It's so good. I started playing it last night. I stayed up way too late, and now I have a headache today because I stayed up too late playing the game. It's so fun. It's a puzzle game. I started playing. Initially was getting like, I was like, oh, am I gonna really like this? And then I started to really like this. And I know that is like the weirdest review for anyone to ever get.
I had a broken keyboard.
I bought a broken keyboard. I bought a ski blanket, and then I bought a kneeboard. Okay. So anyway, the point is I'm really jazzed about it, and all I want to do is go play it right now, and I can't because I have to sit here and record this.
We're gonna we'll just continue the pod, and then at some point you can go play your little game, okay?
I don't call it my little game. Oh, you can go. Oh, you little cutie, you can go play your little game, you little baby.
Well, first of all, you're projecting a lot there. Second, it's funny because you usually don't stay up to play games like that, and and when you do, it really is reminiscent of someone who is young and just discovered video games, perhaps, where you're like, yeah, I played the game. It was fun. It was good.
Here's the problem I have with, like, this is why I can't play. I have so many video games in my Steam wish list. And I know, like, I just know because I have to go to work today. I don't want to go to work today.
Yeah.
I want to stay home. I want to play video games.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go to do stuff. I don't want to work on things. I don't want to answer emails. I want to play Blueprints.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm kind of happy I don't have that intrigue to try out new games. When I find the games I like, I just play those games because at some point those games will get stale and I'm like, all right, I move on.
Yeah.
Because if I was like able to jump game to game, I would get too into a lot of games and then I'm just gaming.
I love gaming.
Yeah.
When gaming hits, it hits so hard. When something you're like, it's just so excited. It's exciting to be excited about something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
Which, speaking of things I'm excited about, can we talk about House of Villains?
Yes. Because
this was maybe the favorite show I actually watched of the three.
Low key, such an enjoyable watch.
It was so good.
I told you this yesterday in passing, but I don't remember if I felt this way before. But I was like, this is the perfect show. Like, it really felt like for 3 episodes, I was like, it went by very quick. I was not mad at having one boot in 3 episodes. That formatting seemed normal to me. It didn't seem like a bother.
Yeah. They've done that in previous seasons as well.
Yeah,
to
they
keep
have.
the cast around for a good chunk.
It's because it's such a small cast.
Yeah,
also
exactly.
And also for me, the other thing was, I think they nailed it with the cast this season.
The cast is so good.
Yeah.
So the concern with House of Villains over time, and we'll see how this season goes, is that the boisterous people typically go early, and then you're left with like the duds at the end.
Which is hard to say because usually they're all boisterous.
Yeah.
What?
There's some duds in previous casts, but for this season, I'm very hopeful that there's only maybe one dud that I can think of. I don't want to say it out loud.
Why?
It's the lady from Selling Sunset.
Oh, Christine?
Christine, yeah, she's been boring so far.
I see. I didn't really know much about her, but
I didn't either.
I think storyline wise, she's delivered. I think the whole thing with Johnny's very fun. And I do think that she just speaks nonsense. Like when she did the whole response speech to Tyson and none of it made sense, or when she was kind of glazing Tyson and some Kate in the background was like, Tyson can't vote.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let me just be clear on that. I'm saying in previous seasons, they have left their duds to the end. So I'm curious to see how this season plays out. Then you're telling me there are no duds, but people can become duds over the course of the season.
I see what you mean.
Right? Where people like, as it drags on, they get less like that, right?
Yeah.
That's more the argument that I'm trying to present here. But first of all, the fact that they start with like a dance intro was so funny to me. Like the very first part of it, like Tyson's out there like doing the little like dance thing that they have, the choreographed dance routine that they have them doing. Like to me, that is such a perfect representation of what this show is. It's like pulling together these icons from reality TV and making them do stupid and goofy things.
It's the fact that it's called House of Villains, but it's not taking itself seriously. I think that's what really helps. Yeah. Because there's every bit of world where you call this House of Villains and you're treating it as serious with a tone like a Traitors, and it doesn't land the same way. I think, unlike, and we didn't talk about the reunion at all for the Traitors, by the way, when we're talking about it.
Who cares? It was a nothing burger for me.
But like they had their little segments, like the little like infomercial stuff that didn't hit for me. No. But House of Villains does little segments like that, and it works. And I think it's because of the way they frame the show.
House of Villains is like, if I'm eating a 3-course meal, House of Villains is my dessert. Like, it's tasty, it's delicious, it's so good. Does it have nutritional value? Probably not really, but it's like giving me all the fun I need. It gives me that quintessential VH1 reality TV energy, and maybe it's just because New York has been there for 3 seasons. But that's the other thing too with the show not taking itself seriously. It's like, Tiffany New York Pollard is an icon and should be on television. Let's just bring her back. Who cares?
And like it works. It doesn't feel like, so far at least, I'm not fatigued. I'm not like, ugh, it's the Tiffany show again. They do a good job of balancing everybody. I think also this season specifically, I think they cast 2 people from, I hate this word like everybody's, but the gamers. The 2 CBS representatives are Paul and Tyson, and they are both characters who know how to make TV, but also have a strategic brain behind them, and I think it's fun to see that play out. Tom Sandoval might end up getting tenure as the nitwit on these shows, like the dummy who's just there, because he's been also delivering.
I really hate that I'm enjoying Tom Sandoval as much as I did both on Traitors and here.
Yeah.
Kate Chastain is amazing. Also, she's so deadpan, so funny. Plain Jane carrying the Pussy Riot look in the very last episode, so 3 episodes, right, for House of Villains, was also just like, I'm so happy that you're here.
After hearing Johnny call himself a lover boy like 17,000 times in the first 2 episodes, it was nice for her, Plain Jane, to call him out as a wannabe Drake impersonator.
Yeah,
I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah, the call outs were wonderful. I think it's like taking these really great TV personalities, putting them together in one house. And yeah, of course, there's like the strategy involved. So for example, Tyson pulling the lever, which we love an icon. Although my heart did for 1/2
think that he's out.
Trillisecond maybe was like, wait, no, but I knew even if he got pulled, I was like, he's coming back, but he'll be back later.
See, the spoiler for me was he's the host of the official pod. Surely he didn't just leave in the first 8 minutes.
That's why
he left an impression.
No, but see, that's why
they consolation prized him. They're like, all right, now you're the host.
Yeah, I will say the only thing about it is like obviously the previews give a lot away, so I try to like not really watch like when they're showing scenes from future episodes.
You don't let like you will be like, okay, well that means this and that means that.
My brain immediately was like, where's Tyson? Is Tyson in these scenes? Where is Tyson? Because
we still need to see Tyson making out with New York. That's
exactly. Well, there's a few things that we still need to see. I'm trying to like remove from my brain, but yeah, I think like the Tom and Tyson bromance segment was so funny. It was so good. And Tom is just like, it's like Tom just like clings to Tyson. It's like this little like monkey just like holding on to Tyson's back, which is so funny here.
Yeah, the other thing that makes it feel like a 2000 show also is that they're like, you know, with Survivor, it's like, this is the individual immunity idol. This is
they're taking it so seriously.
The steal of it's like a very like prestigious title.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 2 advantages we've seen on House of Villains are, this is a rooster. We call it the knock blocker. And then this is going, first of all, it's going to be in a pizza box. And it is a purple, like one of those sticky hands. And now you're the right-hand man. It's like, okay. And it's like, you didn't earn it. You just found it. You just happen upon it because you opened the pizza box.
Yeah. So. Well, and then Tyson grabbed it and gave it to you.
It's so funny to me how Tyson is just getting away with getting stuff and giving it away, and no one's like, well, that's going to curry favor. It's just, all right. Yeah.
The reason I'm looking at my phone is because I took notes.
Oh my God.
Like, I want to make sure I remember everything. So first of all, the Severance reference was very good. I really appreciated that. There were a couple of lines, and I think that that's the thing. What I enjoyed about season 50 of Survivor is also what I'm enjoying about House of Villains, which is just, you have great people who know how to make good TV who are having great quotes.
Yes.
So for example, Paul saying, I'll eat cake, I'll eat ass, I'll eat all of it. And then Kate being like, just the cake.
Also, I believe Paul had a watch party and had a cake there that said, I eat ass on it.
See, like, that's so good. New favorite cast member who I was not familiar with, which, by the way, I think I have to watch Mob Wives. Dritta from Mob Wives, her cleaning and organizing the house and being upset at people not. That's so me. Oh my God,
you would take a note of something minuscule as someone cleaning the house and be like, I need to watch their show now.
So me. Well, but it's not just that, right? It's like her confident energy that she's just like, she clearly just does not care. She's like,
a mob wife.
Yeah, exactly. What a badass. That was very iconic. The consistent joke. First of all, Joel McHale is the perfect person to be hosting the show. And I have sung the praises of Joel McHale hosting the previous season, so this is not new. But this season, especially fun. Maybe it's just because the people he's ragging on, like Paul, for example, with the constant rags on his clothes. He like hates Paul. It's so good. The constant rags on Paul's clothing, being like, oh, showing us that Hot Topic is still around. And then Paul goes, yeah, I got this at Hot Topic. And he's like, I know. Oh, it's so good. I think if I did have to make one criticism of the show, I don't hate the fact that one person went home in the first few episodes. That to me is not a problem. It's just the cliffhangers are really annoying, where they end the episode where it's like, oh, and who's the last person? Like, is Tyson going to nominate Paul? What's going to happen? And thankfully we had the 3-episode drop for this, but weekly it does get tired. And this was an issue with the challenge as well for a while, where they were doing the weird editing where it was just like stopping mid-episode to try to keep you going. To me, that is so unnecessary, because for me, I'm gonna tune in and watch next week's episode. Like, you don't have to do that.
I think a lot of shows still think they need to do that, and they really don't.
No, they really don't.
Because I do think that, for example, if we just avoided the plain Jane nom and ended the episode, I think it's better to end it on a fiery third nominee reveal, to be like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna get out of this next week, versus I don't know who the third is.
Honestly, I'm gonna forget. Let's be real. Like, I'm gonna forget. What I'm gonna remember. What I'm gonna remember is Plain Jane going ham against our Drake wannabe, and then also being super pissed at Paul because, oh my gosh, the Plain Jane Paul connection, which then Paul, didn't have enough sway, I guess, to prevent Plain Jane from going up. So like that headbutting thing was so exciting. I also love the challenges are so good this season. I feel like, again, it's not necessarily who's the strongest, even though we are having sort of like the male bromance kind of thing happening with like the dudes in power, but pulling the lever, not a strength challenge. Although I guess you could say there's something about, I don't know, men boldness and pulling levers. I don't know, wanting to pull a stick perhaps. Then the other thing is the tea party. The tea party, I mean, that was, I guess, a social deduction.
That's the kind of
game.
That's the kind of challenge that Big Brother friends would beg for on Big Brother.
Oh, 100%. And the fact that we're getting it on a House of Villains show.
I mean, Squid Game the challenge had a similar game as well, and like a lot of YouTubers. This is a very classic YouTube show pick, which
low production value.
You don't need
drama,
much.
Easy to do.
Which unfortunately, I think, House of Villains is very willing to both poke fun at the budget and also do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Big Brother will be like, but it's not flashy enough. Again, the whole thing earlier about the whole we need to do fireworks for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, it's completely unnecessary. Put people in goofy outfits and throw them in the backyard with some tea. Amazing.
Done.
And I think the other thing too is the move to Peacock. Now, obviously, it's still an NBC show, so I think it's still under the same parental umbrella. Like, it wasn't sold, but I think the fact that it's on Peacock, I'm really hoping that will help. I want the show to continue to exist, basically. So I'm like, okay, if you put it on Peacock, hopefully more people will watch it. Certainly for me, it's easier for me to watch legally. So I'm thrilled about that.
Well, it was always on Peacock afterwards.
Yeah. Afterwards. I want it now.
Yeah,
I want my dose of House of Villains now.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the point of like the cliffhangers, also to go back to that, I feel like the Traitors is guilty of this sometimes also, where you just forget. Like, and I think it's more so, it speaks to the day and age now where we have so many things happening, so many shows, so much attention needed everywhere that unless you're like me and you're talking about this show for hours on end, you might very much could like sit down and be like, so what happened last week? Oh, one of these two could be murdered. And then it's like, all right, well, the murder happened.
Yeah,
whatever.
You're like, okay, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. Versus it doesn't elicit the response you want. Like, you don't. But also, I understand it from another perspective. Where, like, let's say, like, you're like, okay, well, there's like 4 people who need to be in this game for me to care about it. And then if the last one gets murdered that night, you're not tuning in next week. Versus you might tune in to be like, are they still there? They're not. But then it's like you're clicking off anyway. I don't know.
I mean, look, I think there's an argument to be made either way. I'm saying from my personal perspective.
I think I think
it's not necessarily necessary, but also of all the things to hate, like, that's fine.
I think that you need to. I think ending an episode with a bang is better than opening the episode with a bang, because if I'm there to watch the opening, bang or not, I'm here already.
Well, we've done this where we've watched, like, when shows do this, we'll watch 5 minutes of the next episode
and then
when they release it, like,
and then walk away.
And then we'll leave. So I think naturally, as humans, you kind of want that payoff, because also when you start the episode, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in on this journey, like I'm building, and then you want that kind of climax at the end.
I think it's also funny because obviously now all the streaming platforms do the ad-free like thing, but they didn't, like, some of them didn't used to, like, it was just one subscription price.
Yeah.
But they always left room for ads. They always left a cliff. Like, the editing has never changed. They're like, all right, and it's like, oh, did that happen? 2 seconds later, no, it didn't, because there were no ads. Whereas now, I think that, well, now there's ad spots, but like watching the Traitors, I was like, we did not need an ad spot for this.
Well, I think when Netflix, before they had their ads model, they would just edit continuously, right? I thought.
Well, I feel
before
like
their ads
my
model.
immediate thought of you saying we watched 5 minutes into was the Devil's Plan, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like we straight up would watch an extra 15 minutes of the next episode to see how the match ended.
Yeah.
Because what I'm not going to do is be like, all right, tidy ending. I'll come back tomorrow to see who goes home. No.
Well, but that's why they want you to keep watching. Like, we
Yeah.
hacked it where we have the self-control to be able to stop after those 15 minutes or those 5 minutes to see how it ends. But then what they want is people to then continue to watch, which then they stay on the app. So that's really what they're aiming for.
Again,
so I get it from
full
a business
circle.
perspective.
Full circle. Why are the TV people not charging us more money? Because everyone else knows how to take advantage of us now.
Yeah, we should get a binge watch model of TVs.
Consumer satisfaction? Bullshit.
Why
How
is
about
my-
you? How about you keep watching our show, little boy, huh?
Why is my TV not a subscription model?
Why do I not have to pay extra to have channels 4 and 5 online?
Yeah, wait, why?
You want HDMI too? $10 a month.
I need my TV to be free to play, but with
Freemium.
microtransactions.
Yeah. Oh, you have rented HDMI 1 for the next 30 minutes, so your plugin will work now.
You want sound? Oh, that's gonna cost extra. Oh, I'm laughing, but I'm so sad.
I'm so scared. I don't want that to happen. But
Late stage capitalism.
yeah, I just imagine a world where it's like, the sound thing's funny because imagine Spotify's like, all right, and now you must pay $5 a month for stereo. Otherwise, you're getting mono. And then you have to pick left or right. Which one do you want?
You can only pick one, and you can only swap once a month.
And then you know what's going to happen then? Headphone companies are going to be like, we can sell left earbuds and right earbuds separately now. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, so instead of paying $50 for a pair of headphones, you have to pay $50 per headphone.
You know what they should do, though, these headphone companies? I do feel like, especially the wireless earbuds, you should sell the left or right a la carte.
Oh, yeah, but that's a you problem because you
the
specifically
problem is you're
lose-
probably going to buy a new pair anyway because you don't want to just have one pair, so they don't care. Yeah.
Well, it's also because I think the Bluetooth, isn't that the way that Bluetooth works is like basically that Bluetooth device has like its code, right?
I don't
that
think you
how-
can Frankenstein two different
Together.
earbuds. I don't think so.
Yeah, because it would have to be it's that specific Bluetooth channel basically that it goes on. But anyway, whatever.
Listen,
So-
they could solve that tech and they still wouldn't do this because it's more profitable to just sell us two.
That's correct.
So
Anyway, on that note, tax the rich, and that does it for us.
yeah, I mean, keep the reality shows coming. So Traitors is done now. So for me, I need to head back to my 90-Day Fiance. Like 90-Day Fiance, the podcast has been punished a little bit, for lack of a better term, because of how busy everything has been. So I'm gonna run back to 90-Day Fiance. And then obviously I'll be covering Australian Survivor every week. You're going to be covering Survivor 50 every week.
That's right.
And then you and I can talk House of Villains for a little bit every episode, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Breezy.
All right, great. I have to go to work because I want to play my game.
Oh, wait. So are you going to work or are you playing your game?
I have to go to work first, but if I go to work first, it's delayed gratification. If I go to work and I get my work done, then I can come home and I can play a video game.
Yes.
I like my video game.
I have a feeling you're about to finish this game tonight.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's a lot in a good way, in a
see.
fun way.
All right. Well, hope you all had fun with us today. And remember, when you go into a store and you see a TV and you see that price, just remember that's the cheapest any product is going to be. Everything else,
Ever again.
it's only uphill from there. Take care. Have a good one. See you next week.